What's up, Team Buckhouse? Johnathan Buckhouse here, and it's time for another resort review. This is a video series where we go ride a brand new ski resort. We have a super sick day, or maybe not a sick day, but we review it, we give it a score from 0 to 100, ranking it against every other ski resort in the United States. Now we do this off of 10 categories, and each category is getting a score from 0 to 10. 0 is not applicable, which means they don't have it at all. 1 is terrible, 5 is average, and 10 is best in the world. After we rate the 10 categories, that's how we get our 0 to 100 score, and then we'll also answer the question of who is this ski resort for? Because that is super important, because maybe you don't need to take an expensive trip to Colorado to come ride Brett Keystone Copper if Appalachian Ski Mountain in North Carolina has everything you need. Maybe you can have a cheaper vacation going here and ripping. And that is the ski resort that we are reviewing today. I'm super excited to review it. If you want to check out the vlog we had there, you can check that out right here. But App is a small North Carolina ski resort coming in at 365 vertical feet and 26 acres of skiable terrain, which makes it a pretty tiny ski resort. But I'm not gonna lie, this place is super sick. So enough talking, let's jump into the resort review. Topic number 1, lift prices. How expensive is it to come to this ski resort? And Appalachian comes in at a pretty fair price. $69 for a day and $525 for a season pass to the ski resort. It is not the cheapest price, and yes, for a North Carolina ski resort, like, you're not getting much terrain, but the fact that there's just even skiing and snowing in North Carolina, it's pretty fair for sure. The cost of operations there has got to be through the roof. So I gave them a 6 when it comes to lift prices, because I thought it was pretty good. It's not the best, but it's pretty good. Now, ease of access. How easy is it to get to this ski resort? And it's not that it's hard to get to, but there are a couple of things that make it challenging. Like, the biggest city near it is Johnson City, Tennessee, and that's not even in North Carolina. That's an hour and 31 minutes away. So if you fly into Johnson City, and then you got a pretty long drive ahead of you before you get there. As well as there's a point when you're approaching the mountain that gets super windy and kind of crazy, and if it was snowing or if it was icy that day, I could see that posing some complications for people while they're out there. So I gave it a 4 on the ease of access. Now, lodging, we got to stay somewhere, or if you don't have to stay somewhere, but we're going to want to stay somewhere. And this was a very interesting lodging situation. So they don't have like a big condo or hotel or ski in, ski out lodging, but the ski resort does own 4 chalets throughout the area that you can rent for $300 a night. So it is an option, but with there only being 4, I'm sure these things get booked way ahead and everything like that. So when it came to lodging, I gave them a 2, which is like almost terrible, but better than terrible. At least they have something. Well, let's get to the mountain now. We want to ride, so let's talk about lifts. And surprisingly, this place has 3 chair lifts, and it gets you to literally everything you need to get to. And the fact that they can run all 3 on a weekend helps with the crowds and everything like that. So that was really awesome. They are super old chair lifts, but it's nice that they do have 2 tow rope type things for the beginner areas as well. So when it came to lifts, I gave them a 3. The lifts are not incredible, nothing special, no gondolas, no bubbles, but they have them. You're gonna get up the mountain. Why do we get the mountain if the runs are not sick? And they kind of only have like 4 runs. Like, it's a super interesting map. You can check it out right here. Not a ton of skiable runs. Like, they have stuff, but they don't really have any blacks. I think the hardest terrain they have there would be considered maybe a blue in Colorado. So super simple terrain. We were able to get into the trees a little bit, but we did show up on a powder day. So I gave them a 3 on the runs. We had fun on them. They were sick. But the park, holy moly, the park at this place blew my mind. That was sick. Not only did they have insane Red Bull features that were just super smooth and like some of the best rails I hit in the season, but they had 2 massive jumps. Like, out of like the size compared to everything else, I was just like, these jumps are huge. And it was a kind of a low light day, so they're a little sketchy to hit them, but we had a blast on the jumps. We were sending it, and every time you went up in the air, you're like, I'm in the air forever. Now, I did show up a little early in the season, so the park wasn't fully built. They were actually installing some rails the day we were there, but it was still sick. We had a blast in the park, and for that reason, I gave them a 5 when it comes to park average. A North Carolina ski resort getting a 5 for the park, that's sick. Now, food, we didn't end up eating there, but they have a lodge, and the lodge has like all the basic like lodging food, like hot dogs, pretzels, things like that. So I just gave them a basic average score for the food of 5 because it's just gonna be what you find at every other ski resort's lodge. Now employees, this is the spot where people say I should do snow conditions, but once again, we went to North Carolina, the East Coast, and had a powder day. What? That doesn't happen. And we also went early season, so that dictates how snow conditions can be because we're riding early season all the way to late season. So we could be ripping in the slush. So that's why we do not cover snow conditions here. We kind of go with the nitty gritty controllable things. So instead of snow conditions, we do employees because you can have an employee make your vacation or break your vacation. I had a horrible experience with Keystone Ski Resort. If you want to check that video out right here with their employees, it'll blow your mind. And that's why we do the category of employees, because you can also have an employee that goes above and beyond and just you have the best trip ever. And here at App, we got to meet the owner of the ski resort. It was actually really cool, and he showed me his pin collection and everything like that. And overall, just meeting the dude that owned the ski resort was pretty cool. So I gave him a 7 when it comes to employees because he made our day better, and it was just super awesome to meet him and related because I collect a pin at every single ski resort that we go to, so that's pretty cool as well. Views and scenery. How sick is it to look out while you're skiing and snowboarding? And dude, North Carolina blew my mind. There are some pretty heavy mountains in that area. We rode on a cloudy day, so I had to look up all of the views and scenery through photos, but it's clear. Look at these mountains. That's a sick view. So when it came to views and scenery, I gave them a 5. And the last category, the would I go back factor. Because if I wouldn't go back, why would I recommend it to you guys? And honestly, I'd definitely go back here. It's super sick. I gave them a 6 on the would I go back factor. The park is so fun, and you guys know me. I love park, and the fact that they have such a good park makes it easy to go back. But as well as the vibe, the feel, everything about that ski resort was just sick, so I definitely would go back. Now before we answer who is this ski resort for and give you guys the final total, make sure you guys go check out the resort map. It's a map of all the ski resorts in the United States. There's over 467 of them, and all the green dots are the ones that we've been to. If you click on them, it shows you the vlog from there, as well as we got all the resort reviews in category, so you can see where these resorts ranking, everything like that. And if it's red, you know, I haven't been to your ski resort yet, so be ready. I'm coming your way because we will ride every resort in the United States. Now, who is this ski resort for? I would say this ski resort is for a family that has like some intermediate riders, kids that can like get up and down like blue terrain pretty well, that want to just do a bunch of hot laps, or that hardcore park rat dude, the dude that wants to just rip park, because you got a park specific chairlift and the park has heavy jumps, probably the only jumps for North Carolina. And so I recommend it for the park rat and the family with better riders. So out of 100, Appalachian Ski Resort got up 46, 4 points under an average ski resort. That's mind-blowing. This is North Carolina that we're talking about. And that scored better than this Colorado ski resort, which you should check, linked in the description, Echo Mountain. But to me, it's so cool that we're traveling all around the United States, going to places like North Carolina, Virginia, Vermont, New York, and these resorts are just as sick as Colorado ski resorts. I did not know that they were that big. Now, Minnesota and Wisconsin, they have the tiniest ski resorts, but they're still super sick too. So that's why you guys should check out the resort review playlist. I'm covering every resort, trying to figure out where you guys should go ski and snowboard, as well as giving some of these tiny ski resorts the love that they deserve, because the cool thing about a small ski resort is it still has the love and the passion of the industry, where if you keep going to these like corporation resorts, kind of like Vail, Beaver Creek, Winter Park, Copper, like the soul and the love of the sport kind of feels like it's getting sucked away. So go to a small ski resort. I promise you, you're gonna notice the difference. And I hope these videos are helping you guys pick your trips or just know where to go, snowboarding and everything like that. So if they are, make sure you guys smash that like button, because not only does that help out the video, but it lets other people find these videos. The more people that find them, they can plan their vacation better. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys smash that subscribe button to join the strongest ski and snowboard community on the internet. Now, traveling to all these ski resorts is very expensive, so please consider snagging some Evolution merch. We got the snowboard version, which is the normal one, and then for all the skiers out there, we do got the ski version of the merch, as well as like hats, t-shirts, you name it, we got it. All the merch, guys, is linked in the description. If you do snag any of it, tag me on my Instagram. I'll give you guys gear and sticker shout outs, but also just follow the Instagram for any bonus extra content, as well as to know where we're riding, because in the season, the videos kind of get delayed. Not every vlog's posting to date. So if you follow the Instagram, you get the most up-to-date content through the stories and everything. So go follow my Instagram. And now with all that plugging out of the way, thank you so much, Team Buckhouse, for shredding with me today. And as always, thanks for watching. keep evolving. We'll see you guys tomorrow with another video.
I'm on top of the ocean, living like life ain't frozen, feeling my feet been chosen for something other than motion, yeah. Mama told me I'ma be somebody. I ain't never gonna need nobody, no, no. I ain't never gonna need nobody.
Are you okay?